And a very good morning, hivers. Welcome back, and welcome on into this next episode where we're going to be doing some grass cutting. Right now, we are just on our way to the shop to pick up some rear mowers for today. We've already got a front mower back at the farm, but we are currently just going to go grab a rear one, which is going to have a double axle on it, so then we can do more spread grass at a faster rate. And get ready for the winter season because the winter's rolling in, the animals need fed, cattle need done, because we keep losing cows because of going to new days and because they have no food. So we're going to get some hay and all that organised for us. So we are just going to take it from there. So arriving at the shop here, and we are going to have a look at some more prices. So we are currently coming down. There's some mowers, grabbing the Kuhn because it's good for the price, and we also are going to probably pick up some tedders and windrowers as well, just to have sat here at the shop when we need them, since we don't have any on the farm right now. But obviously, they're good to do, so we're just going to turn the grass, so then it can dry as well. So kind of comes in handy. And then we don't need a big windrower either, because it's a good enough field, but then we don't actually have the tractor for it as well. And then obviously we're going to do some round bales on this field over the square bales, because the square baler still has some straw in it from the wheat and barley fields that we had. So we're just going to grab a new baler as well, do some round bales for the mostly focusing on the animal side of stuff. And yeah, here we don't actually have much sales going on. We've got 3 items on sale. We just got a baler, fertilizer, and a trailer, which we're not using semi-trailers really on this map right now. We probably will for like transport jobs, but other than that, we're not currently using them. So let's go ahead, let's drive around here, let's grab the mower, and let's go and cut the grass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up a little bit of time here, just until we get to the farm, and get everything attached, and then we will do a little time cycle. Right, so arriving back at the farm then, we're going to drop our front weight, because we still have the front weight online on board, and we're going to then attach the front mower as well. The front mower is not that big, but it's good enough for the size of field that we're going to be handling just now. Obviously, it's the only grass field that we own, with the animals and the cattle that we have. But it'll do the job. It'll do the job. This forge wagon will probably end up selling. It's a bit small, and really we're just not really needing it, to be honest. I think we're just going to stick with the baling, but we'll get to that at a later date. We're not in a rush to sell that at this moment in time. So let's go up to field 35 then, which is up here on this little dirt road, and then we will get to some grass cutting. It shouldn't take us too long, to be honest, to cut this field, as it's actually quite a decent size, but not small, not big. So yeah, it shouldn't take us that long. It should be kind of a good amount of hay that we should get from this, for the animals, especially the cattle. for going into the winter, but I guess we'll see of what the outcome comes out with. But yeah, hopefully you guys have all been enjoying these series. Obviously we are now on episode, I believe this is episode 3 now, of however many episodes we're going to have, but we've still got a long way to go of building up this empire. But yeah, if you are enjoying it, be sure to hit the subscribe button, be sure to hit the post notification bell, be sure to drop a like, be sure to drop a comment, and let us know your thoughts. Let us know of what you guys would do different in the comments as well, if you were in Hamish's position of growing his farm in his empire for the very, very first time. But what I'm going to do is, I know we've just had a time lapse before of us driving back to the farm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a time lapse again. This is going to consist of us with the grass cutting, with the tethering, and then obviously the windrowing all the way up till we do the baling part. So I'm going to let you enjoy some music. I'm going to let you enjoy. But yeah, I will speak to you guys very, very soon. Oh, well, that is the grass done on this field. As us windrowed and, well, tethered and windrowed, and then also now baled up the field. So let's take the baler back down to the yard, and we'll then park up this tractor and then switch to the telehandler so we can get the bales off the field, so then obviously the grass can regrow, and then allow us to then cut again, so then we don't have to be doing double the work as for when the grass regrows itself, just to help. It helps with balancing and reworking. I feel like because we got rid of that trailer from the square bales, because we returned it to the shop quite early on rather than keep it, I'm just going to store the bales up there, but on the side of the field, more than likely probably the fence line, just so then they don't roll down the hill. So then if they do begin to roll, then they'll literally just hit the fence, for easierness. So we're going to do that, and then that might bring us to the end of this episode, because it is kind of a pretty slow episode, this one. It's pretty much just attending to the grass and then dealing with some cattle and some of the animals, checking that they're okay. But let's go ahead, let's jump in this telehandler. We're not going to be using this implement on the telehandler. We're going to go down and we're going to go buy a bale spike, which will be a lot better. That one's more for the square bales. So let's go take a trip down to the store and pick up some bale spikes, which might help us a bit easier on the rim bales. We're now back at the farm and driving up to the field. Again, I just want to apologise for all the time lapses that we've got in this video. Grass cutting's like one of those ones that is just kind of like chill, but also like can kind of be like time consuming at the same time. It's not like everyone's cup of tea. It was fun while doing it, but it was tiring at the same time. But yeah, let's collect these bales, and as I say, we're just going to stack them on the side of the field, and then we will feed the cattle as well, because they require hay in their food turf to be able to get healthy and all that. So we're just going to collect all the bales. We're going to collect them in double stacks if we can. This is actually really tedious to do. I wish I might have to go get a spike mod or something just to help with this. But the fact that I've got like the guidance up down towards my speedometer to tell me what angle my forks are at to help level everything out was kind of really helpful. But it is very tedious, and trying to make them straight is also annoying, especially when you're on kind of a cliff edge. But yeah, again, apologise for the time up and the time lapses here, but we are going to speed up here a little bit, just to play some music while we go around the field collecting the bales and stacking them up here. And yeah, well, enjoy the music, appreciate you guys, and I will speak to you guys very soon. Okay, well that didn't take long. That took not too bad. Obviously some bales kind of went flying a little bit, but we kind of made a somewhat perfect line. So now we're going to take these bales down because it's an uneven number, and we're going to take these down to the cattle and fill up the turf ready for the day. Well, basically for this afternoon, to be honest. And then we're going to then go have a lunch break, and then in the next episode, we will see what we're going to get up to. Pretty much, it looks like we're going to be looking at some contracts to keep us busy during the cold season, as well as just field monitoring for our crops, especially for whether it comes to fertilization, weeds, keeping an eye on our animals throughout the winter season, make sure the water and all that's filled up for the cattle, keeping an eye on our sheep, and just pretty much keeping an overall good condition of the farm. This winter is going to be kind of tough by the looks of it. This is our first season of winter, so it's going to be a joyful one by the looks of it. But yeah. We got a good amount of bales out of that field as well, so we should have a good amount of hay to get us through the winter for the first season, but we're definitely going to need a lot more as we go into season 2. But we'll focus one thing at hand first, so we're just going to put these bales in, and then we'll take the telehandler back up, park her up, and then we'll then go for lunch, and then an episode in the next episode, we'll see what we'll get up to. As I say, more than likely going to be contracts, but we'll see what else we can do. We're definitely going to keep an eye on our money. We're not looking to expand anything just yet. I think our overall goal is, I'll kind of like the farm design that we have going on, but I feel like in the longevity of things, we probably will buy out a field, and then if there's any crop on it, we'll harvest it, and then we'll then literally just build a custom farmyard on it, which is going to be a lot bigger, more designable, more modern, and overall probably better for us in the longevity of things, because we'll probably close this cow pasture and then have like a more modern one back it on the new farmyard. Once that time comes, obviously it's going to cost us a lot to build, because we've got to build the land, we've got to build all the sheds, everything like that. So then once we close this one, then we'll get the grass from here as well, so then that technically counts as 2 grass fields, and yeah, it's kind of nice. It'd be kind of nice, to be honest. The more grass, the better. Yeah, there's all the hay being done. That's going to take 3 bales, which is going to be really, really nice. So they've got a lot of hay in there now. We don't have enough to do the mixed ration and stuff and all that stuff, but that's all fine by us. So yeah, we'll just park her up, we'll go for lunch, and then we will come back in the next episode and do some more tasks at hand. Yeah, right, we're going to go for lunch. I want to thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed that episode of us mowing the grass and doing some baling, as well as collecting the bales and then feeding the cattle to make sure that they're up to scratch. But yeah, as I say, in the next episode, we'll be mostly focusing on contract work, keeping our money flow coming in during the harsh winter season, and monitoring our fields. But yeah, as always, if you enjoyed this episode as well as the other ones, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the post notification bell, and be sure to drop a like and a comment in the description below. And I will see you hires very, very soon.